All right, guys. So, I should once again. I'm gonna have to get better with this. I'm definitely gonna have to get better with making sure I got everything set up before I start. Like, I definitely should start up the party. I was really just gonna do Hitman for you guys, but I figured hopefully the air conditioning is not too loud. That finally got fixed today, like 30 minutes ago. So props for that. Finally got the cold air breathing back on my body. I hate Arizona so much. But back to the matter at hand. So Captain Marvel right now is sitting at a it's sitting at a whopping 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't think that's what Marvel projected for it. I don't think that's what Marvel hoped it could do. Simply because, hold on, simply because I think they wanted more for that film. I think they wanted more for that film, and with them banking on, am I really not going to get a match? Fine, I was still going to talk to you guys. But like I was saying, with Captain Marvel looking like it's going to be a major disappointment. Not in the sense that it's a bad film. I obviously don't know. I haven't seen it. Not in the sense that Brie Larson was horrible for the role. I think she was horrible for the role just because I think you need somebody who's not coming in there to act well. I think you need someone who's coming in there to make Captain Marvel their own. And there's a difference there. There's a difference between Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man and who and George Clooney playing Batman. There's a difference. There's something there where you're coming in and you're making the character yours. When people think Captain Marvel, they think Brie Larson or whoever, insert X name. And I don't think that Brie Larson was the actor or actress, I know some people get real picky about that was going to come in and do that. I don't think she was prepped or prepared. So I think it's a disappointment for Marvel in the sense that they now have created a character who, for all intents and purposes, was supposed to usher in this new era for Marvel. Similar to the Marvel Comics, to where they wanted, hey, hold on, he tried to get feisty with me. Oh, what? Sometimes this game bothers me with all the flashing and nonsense. I don't know how he just grappled me up like that. But hold on. So, I think when you come in, I'm not even gonna flip out about that. Okay. When you come in and you you pretty much make Captain Marvel your I can't dodge that. How do I dodge it? Oh, see, look at it. Hey, give me that body. When you try to make her your leader, the issue is that you have to make sure she nails it. I feel like they made a mistake when giving her a solo film, pretty much praising her as the end all be all, when you don't even know people's reception to it. And maybe what they saw from, I'm not sure which wrapped up film for, so I could be completely wrong here. The fact that he could block after that is phenomenal. He's literally back turned. I should have just played Hitman. I should have just played Hitman, but that's my fault. But as I'm saying, you can't crown somebody who has no connection to the fans at all, and to not make sure that she has a smash hit. I'm talking hits on the level of Captain America: Winter Soldier, Captain America: Civil War, Iron Man, Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, even. Like you can't. You can't come in and play the audience like that. You can't do it. I'm him. You can't do it. I'm literally striking him, and they're gonna let him grab me up. I think this game is so garbage. I should have just played Injustice. This game is so garbage. I'm swinging at his body, and he's saying no. He's just saying no. Who cares about a sword coming across my chest? You took a real big risk, and Marvel's not really prone to doing that. They've never really taken a risk like that before. So for them to come in and pretty much say, look it, we're going to crown Captain Marvel, a character nobody really knows. She's not that popular. She's probably more popular as Miss Marvel. I think you would have had more fan recognition for Miss Marvel, just because if you think about the Ultimate Alliance video games that were popular, she was on there, I believe, 2, not 1. And you think people know Captain Marvel, and a lot of people think, especially now, they think back to the dude. Like me and you know, because we know the comics, we kind of know what's going on, even if we don't pay attention to the necessary storylines. We know what's going on with the character in a general sense, right? And so I think Marvel made a misstep here, especially with it not being the smash hit. And I'm very surprised. 82 isn't bad. The recent articles I've seen, the recent reviews, they seem to be trending towards the negative. They seem to be trending towards negative. Like it was 83, I believe, earlier. So, I don't know. Marvel's going to really have to ask themselves, ooh, backflip. Like, I'm supposed to be playing like a realistic fighting game, I thought. That's what I thought I was supposed to be playing. What am I doing? Why is this girl puffing smoke? What is this? I came here to play a realistic fighting game, and then you can't even counter properly. Like, she gets to do all this flippity kick stuff, and I go to strike her with a sword, and she's just instantly like, where's... Like, you're not going to hit me with that. Kill yourself. Look, oh, she's right there! How did I not hit her? She's right there! Jesus Christ, man, die slow. Ooh, that was aggressive. But my brain is real reacting. I want to veer away from the Captain Marvel stuff for a second here. Let's talk Shazam for a second. I'm actually really pumped to see that movie. And I don't know if it's going to be a good movie. I don't expect it to be a good movie. But it looks fun. You see how she gets to just block? I wonder if I could want to do it. But you see how she gets to just she put up. I'm not sure what that was. You heard that screaming? I know you heard that screaming. I know you heard that. I'm not tripping. I got a ghost here. But I think that I'm very excited to see what the DCEU can do. And I know there's been some issues about a post-credit scene and some contract negotiations between Henry Cavill and Wonder Woman. But I genuinely think that movie can continue the tone. And I'm not a super big fan of Marvel, or I'm sorry, of the DCEU doing the lighter tone stuff. Obviously, if it fits with the character, it fits with the character. But I genuinely liked the deeper, more risky superhero film that they were bringing out. Like, say what you want about Justice League, I think Snyder got a bad rap for that, and I think Joss Whedon, you expected him to come in and strike a balance with Zack Snyder, and I talked about that in my videos. But what really happened is that he came in and he struck his tone. He made it what he wanted it to be, and I don't think that was the right move there from a creative standpoint, a creative respect standpoint. You would like to think that all creators respect another person's vision. So if I'm brought in to, let's say, work on something you've been working on for 6-7 years, that's just the number. And you ask for my creative eye, you give me creative control over to edit as I see fit. As an editor, as a person who's coming in as the third eye, what the heck is... I honestly... I'm gonna be honest, half the time I don't know what's going on in this game. I zoned out for a second. But that's just how... I don't want to get into the whole Snyderverse. I hit him twice. Victory. I don't want to get into the whole Snyder versus Joss Whedon thing, but that's just... I liked that tone where each film, Man of Steel to Batman vs Superman, it tried to do something creative from a story standpoint. It didn't try to follow the typical beats of a superhero film, and I appreciate that to some extent. I appreciate kind of being something interesting trying to be done with these superhero films. Because at the end of the day, we have a lot of films that are typical ABC films that I liked with Marvel. I mean DC. I keep switching the two up. I liked what DC was bringing to the table in that sense. I think it was a good contrast to Marvel. Was there people talking? That's weird. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Ooh. Ooh, good stuff, buddy. I'll keep using my train of thought trying to beat this guy. So I really did want to play a single player game. I just didn't feel like you guys would be interested in watching me play. I cannot hit this dude. There we go. Jesus. Didn't I just hit him? It looked like I just hit him. That's what it looked like. I guess I missed him. I guess I missed him again. I don't know what happened. I just ended up falling over. Okay. But like I was saying, I do miss the old DCEU films of that were trying to do something a little bit more real. They tried to transition to the more Marvel-friendly, fan-friendly, formulaic films. I mean, things looked up. And that could also just be, but we don't ever. The thing is, what makes me mad about it is we never really got a chance to see what these films could have been if they had been respected. I think most people would agree that that's cool, I guess. I think most people agree that the Ultimate Edition of Batman vs. Superman is better than the standard theatrical edition. So I wish that we would have been able to get that more risky, outlandish Zack Snyder type storytelling as the foundation and throughout the continuation of that didn't even make sense. And a continuation of that throughout the DCEU because I liked it. It was different than Marvel. And right now, if you look at Aquaman, Shazam, great films. But, well, I don't know if Shazam is a great film. But if you look at Aquaman and Shazam compared to, I don't know, standard Marvel movies, your Ant-Mans and Wasps, right? The formula is very similar. Similar? I said similar. I'm garbage. The formula is very similar. I keep saying similar. Am I having issues? I think I have issues. But the formula is very similar. Similar. I don't know why I keep saying similar. I'm garbage. So I just wish we could have seen the darker version that Zack Snyder wanted to bring us, just for difference in the comic book genre. I think we needed that. And a lot of people have a lot of issues with the X-Men films, and some of them are bad. But I think when they were doing their own thing, when you had First Class, you had Days of Future Past. I think Apocalypse. I know people don't like that movie too much. I think it was to me, it was a standard comic book film. It was pretty basic ABC structure not that there's a problem with that. It's just it was a standard comic book you'll never get. Like you go back to the Fantastic Four 1 and 2, that's what you're gonna get. That's I just wish there was more parity. But right now we're seeing that in order to succeed with these superhero movies, Aquaman, Shazam, you kind of have to make your hero more of a jokester, more of a. There has to be comedy injected in there. Like you have to make sure you inject your comedy in there. You can't have a superhero that's serious, like Man of Steel and Superman. You can't. Like there's something, or you get called. It's darker. Batman vs Superman, darker. And I feel like that's it's such a generic and what's the word I'm looking for? It's such a generic complaint. Like what is so because it's a darker film, it's a bad film. But I like if you create a darker universe, and this is kind of why I liked where the DCEU was going. If Zack Snyder's vision was realized, whether he would have been able to do that successfully without studio meddling, that's debatable. But it's what he was going for. If you have superheroes in a dark world, for the dark world, no, this way. But if you have superheroes in a dark world, then the superheroes become more important because they're more of a necessity in this dark world. You can have someone who rises above the dark world, which is Superman, him rising to the light, which was supposed to be the pathway into Justice League from what I'm hearing. That was supposed to be kind of him becoming more of a classic, what do you think of Superman? And you have a person who embraces the darkness and finds a way to become the darkest thing in the darkness. He's the boogeyman. He's the boogeyman. So I think that's something that would have been cool to see. You have Wonder Woman, who would have been if the universe is dark. Think about in the Wonder Woman's film. Yes, it had bright colors, but there was a very bleak. There was a sadness in that war that she was in, World War One. There was a sadness there. There was. Yes, she was the bright spot. She had the bright colors, the bright shield, but that's what made it so interesting. She was the bright spot of the universe. If you think about Marvel's films, what I feel like a struggle for them has been is that they are pretty much the direct cause of all their issues. What the? Did he just Sparta kick me? This brother just Sparta kick me? You gotta, see, listen here. This is just a random tangent. If someone Sparta kicks you, you have to beat him at that point. He's literally trying to Sparta kick me. I don't know what to do. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know, just randomly turned yellow. The fact that I can't get a two-piece on him after he does all that is wild to me. Give me the body! Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, guys. Let's get back on topic. What was I at? I think that it makes superheroes more important if you have them in the dark universe. And Marvel doesn't really have that right now. Like, the universe isn't necessarily dark, and the problems are almost always problems that are of their own doing, almost, I feel like. Iron Man 1, Tony gets kidnapped, he makes the Iron Man suit, he has to fight Iron Man. Because a guy copies what he did. Can my stamina heal? I guess not. Iron Man 2, dude he wronged in the past, or his family wronged in the past, comes back and tries to beat him. Iron Man 3, dude that he bullied because he wasn't smart or whatever the case may be, he looked like a nerd, comes back to kill him. Captain America, First Avenger, did he do anything? No, actually that was... But I will argue, listen, so the super soldier serum is a direct result of Red Skull is a direct result of them making the super soldier serum. If I'm not mistaken, right? Am I wrong on that? Isn't that I haven't watched First Avenger in a long time, so. Oh, he jumped. I haven't watched First Avenger in a long time, so maybe I'm wrong on that. So you have a dude who they make the super soldier serum, now they need another super soldier to take out Red Skull. Winter Soldier is literally the guy that he knew coming back to come and get him because he's been turned into a spy. Captain America, Civil War. Like there are no villains that are born of the world. And I think that's, if you look at what Vision said, has he beat me twice? Oh. If you look at what Vision said, why does his kick beat my thing? Like, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is probably like a good game for people, right? And that may be true. I have no interest in really ever learning about this game. It's really like I wanted when this game first came out, it was For Honor. The reason I ended up skipping it around after I played the betas, I thought it was gonna be more of like intense hand-to-hand, not hand-to-hand, but sword fighting, knights and battling, because knights are the best ever. But I thought that's what it was gonna be. And with all this like glowing orange stuff, dudes puffing smoke, I think there's like a straight up teleport. You got the samurais that like give after images off. I know it's a video game, but it's just like I wanted to fight. Like, I wanted it to be realistic sword fighting, and that's not what this game is. So, but moving on, I want to go back to this Darker World point. I wish my computer was up and running so I could cut this out just for a video, but in Marvel, it seems like the problems are born from the heroes themselves. Simple as that. Everything seems like it was born of the heroes themselves. A lot of it's very internalized. You know what I mean? If you think about it, the reason Captain America, Doctor Strange, Peter Parker, I guess he still has a secret identity, but he already revealed himself to Aunt May. A lot of people don't need secret identities because in the Marvel Universe, you're not really dealing with the worlds. You're really just dealing with the direct Marvel issues at hand. And what Zack Snyder was doing that I thought was interesting was the fact that the superheroes are results of the world. You know what I mean? Like Batman's darkness is a result of the world. Superman's anguish and inner turmoil, whatever you want to call that, is a result of the world. Him doubting himself, him having to go on trial, like whatever case with him his mother being attacked because of Lex Luthor. These are all direct results of the world that he's in, a world that doesn't know how to view him. Once Captain America Steve Rogers, that's the same person. My brain is so jumbly mumbly. Once Steve Rogers came in, Iron Man came in, they were instantly accepted. What hero wasn't accepted? Hulk, maybe if you count the Incredible Hulk that's supposed to be a part of continuity. So it's just if you look at, they were pretty much accepted. They were icons, idols. Right when the first, there was no until they wanted to combat Batman vs Superman. There was no Sokovia Accords. The people weren't a factor in what was happening. It was very internalized. Dude did X. We're gonna do X. People happen to be around, but for the most part, they are inconsequential. And that's not what I don't think those are good movies and they can make for good films. I still think Loki's the best MCU character ever. I don't think he's better than Captain America. Captain America is my favorite, but as far as character, the character is, I think Loki has probably the most complex character in the MCU. I don't know. I really wish DC wouldn't have switched up, because now you're getting heroes that are what they are. You know, it doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter world views necessarily. It's just, and you can say Wonder Woman proves me wrong, and maybe she does. But I think going forward, we're going to get a lot more of the Marvel-esque films, and I feel like that's what Shazam is. I'm going to enjoy Shazam just like I enjoy some Marvel films, but I want to feel weight. I want to feel like when they make a decision, it means something. And I'm not sure that's what's going to happen in the future of the DCEU. Obviously, I'm going to continue to watch the films as I watch 90% of all superhero films. But let's circle back for a moment. I'm depressing myself. Let's talk about the one and only Captain Marvel, who, I have a take on this. I don't want to be called a sexist or anything, but I have a take on this, right? And it's still 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is not bad at all. But listen, you guys ready? You see, I turned off the game, but I was slowly building myself up to talk about this. I wanted to be fully focused as I said this. Listen, Captain Marvel. They introduced her to be the most powerful MCU character. I believe Kevin Feige is quoted as saying, the kind of the hope of the MCU. She's gonna kind of be the one that tilts the odds in her favor. I have no problem with that. I mean, any power of any new hero. I feel like if you bring in freaking, what's a random character? If you bring in Loki to fight with the Avengers in the final battle, he should tilt the scales a little bit. I feel like anybody should tip the scales with how stacked the Avengers already are. But when you build her as this savior of the MCU, the New Hope, the Phase 4 captain, when you make her the first female superhero movie, I feel like you don't really care about females. And you especially don't care about the females in your own universe. What? Did he just say that? I did just say that. Because, listen here. You have Black Widow, OG Avenger. She was pre-Avenger. She's the Iron Man too. Got Hawkeye. Oh, he's not a female. Forgive me. I was thinking about OG Avengers and my mind trailed off. I'm telling you guys, I gotta get more used to doing the live stream. It's been so long since I've done them. It's been so long since I've done any type of videos. Hopefully I can get back to the standard ones once my computer is back up and running. I'm I'm probably gonna have to get a new tower, everything, a new hard drive. I don't know what's going on with it, but like the live stream if you like it. Subscribe. I'm gonna be trying to do these for as long as I can manage to stay coherent. But daily streams, we're gonna talk all nerdy things. With that being said, let's get back to Captain Marvel. I'm so garbage. So garbage. We have Black Widow, Maria Hill. Side note, imagine Maria, because I was thinking about this last night when I was reading about how Marvel's Captain Marvel is the first female Avenger. She's ushering in a new wave of yada yada, power to the people. I was like, dude, we're talking about Captain Marvel in her movie. Imagine how cool a Black Widow and Maria Hill movie would be. Imagine how awesome. Black Canary already has one of the best moves in all of action movies. But when she gets on top of people's heads, like she does the triangle on their head and starts hitting them with that elbow, like she was doing to the Winter Soldier, when she was, I still think it was an issue that they didn't have him leaking some blood. That would have made it look fair, friendly film, whatever, light gashes. But oh, that would have been so awesome. And she would have cut them open. She's hitting them with some bombs on the head. Like, that's one of the best moves in action films. Imagine someone on top of your head. Obviously, if you're a grown man, you're probably not going to be able to sit on another man's head because it's just weight. But if you're light like a female, right? You're light, you're agile, you speed, and you jump, you triangle somebody's head. I think she tried to put him in an arm triangle, a head triangle. What is it called? Oh man, I'm losing all my UFC credit because I know the name is. It's an arm and triangle lock. I'm pretty sure. I think he lifts her up and then she starts hitting him with some bombs. Just She was tearing Winter Soldier apart. I feel like, man, a Maria Hill and Black Widow movie would be off the chain. Like that would be. I think it would be one of the best movies in them because you don't have to deal with superpowers as much. But you could be having them fight a villain like a B-level villain, C-level villain. Like, I don't know who has powers. Like a Crossbones. They could have been fighting a Crossbones. That's a good challenge for them. They could have been fighting like a... I'm trying to think of a character that has powers, but not too much powers, or where they would be unbearable. Like a Whiplash type character. Somebody who has power, but not too much power to where they couldn't get it done. So you still get the action superhero elements and get sent on a mission by Nick Fury. You know he like to do the and get people to beacon. Like it would just be so awesome having Maria Hill as Black Widow to get this done. But I digress. You got Scarlet Witch in the MCU. So you got Scarlet Witch, Maria Hill, Black Widow. I feel like I'm missing some girls that are in there. You got the Wasp now. I feel like I'm missing some characters that are a part of like some prominent. But even if those are the only ones, how does Scarlet Witch, who has risen to fame as a side character, no main story plot lines, no focused arc necessarily. Yeah, she has a change of heart with after Winter Soldier, but she hasn't had like a focused, devoted character arc throughout the films. Like she's had moments in films where you get a sense of her character. Like obviously, you get to see her bond with Steve Rogers, but I'm talking personal character arcs. Like she had to overcome something. You know what I mean? Like she hasn't had that. I would love to see a Black Widow film, and I know they're working on it, but how in the world do you crown a whole new female, Captain Marvel's first female? How do you bring in a whole new female nobody knows nothing about and make her your first female hero? And you're trying to make her the savior of the MCU, the new captain for Phase 4. Why? And you gonna talk about respect? If I'm Scarlett Johansson, if I'm Elizabeth Olsen, if I'm Kobe Smulders, I believe her name is. She was great on How I Met Your Mother, by the way. But if I'm them, I'm like, God dang, I've risen to popularity with minimal screen time and some side action pieces. Fans love me off minimal screen time and some side action pieces. Minimal screen, like I'm talking Maria Hills probably had about a good 30, 40 minutes of screen time. Black Widow, she's had more, probably 2 hours total, but none of that was necessarily dedicated to her progressing as a character. I don't think it benefited her. Like they did the Bruce Banner, oh I was infertile or whatever the word is. But that kind of stuff, that was like Joss Whedon being weird. I just don't understand. If I'm those guys, I'm like, dude, fans love me. You're gonna bring in this new girl to be the first female Marvel hero, solo female movie. Like with Wonder Woman, it made sense for the DCEU. There was no other female here. What are you gonna do? A Lois Lane solo film? But you're gonna go to Comic-Con and be like, from Superman side character, WB presents DCEU. and then like a notepad drops, Lois Lane. No, you can't do that. So you had to do Wonder Woman first. Like Wonder Woman's a popular character. It made sense. Captain Marvel makes no sense as the first female superhero film from Marvel. She doesn't. When people have been asking for Black Canary for years, for you to not give her, like, for you to not give Black Widow, I said that with 2 T's. Understand that. For you not to give Black Widow the honor, for you not to put that on Scarlett Johansson's name, who's led multiple movies, who's been a popular actress for multiple years, for you not to give her that on her resume, it's just disrespectful. I don't know if it, like, I can't respect Marvel from that simple standpoint. Like, she's been doing the work. She's built her character up, making the most of the time that she's had. How in the world does she not get the honor of being your first female-led superhero film? How does she not give the honor? It's like DC giving that honor to Black Canary, Vixen, Supergirl, instead of Wonder Woman. That's what that's like. That's exactly what that's like. Hey, we know you're the most popular character, and you probably deserve it the most. You've really established yourself throughout the comics and TV shows for years, but I don't think you deserve to be our first female-led superhero film. And we're trying to be groundbreaking, you know. Let's do this random chick and bring her in, make her. I don't understand. It bothers me. This from like a. Who in the world? Kevin Feige was slipping that day. When they're like, what movie is going to be our first female-led superhero movie? Like, you saw DCEU bring out Wonder Woman, and you're like, we need a powerful character as well. Let's do Wonder Woman. Let's do Captain Marvel. Like, it's not about power. I feel like, listen here. I think a Black Widow movie, maybe not now, but a Black Widow movie as the first female-led superhero movie, plus the narrative, she will be pretty much considered the first lady of Marvel at that, or the MCU at that point. She would have made more money than Captain Marvel was going to make. Your brand would have been way more popular. Scarlett Johansson's profile is going to increase, and you're just going to look better overall as a brand. But instead, you bring in this character. Your marketing is a little shaky because you're adding in all this identity politics or whatever you want to call them, this gender. Oh, what's this? What's that? I'm a female, girl power, I can do. Not saying that females can't do what men can do. Not saying they can. I don't really care about it. since I don't really care about the conversation. It's irrelevant to me. Um, I just I don't understand how you skip up Black Widow. The disrespect, the disrespect. And I think that's I don't know what Marvel was thinking. It was there for them. Like the second you heard about Wonder Woman, the Black Widow script should have been fired up. The second you heard about Wonder Woman, Black Widow, fashion. It's literally an action movie. Add in one of your side characters, Crossbones, who's dead now, but add in one of your side characters or villains that didn't get resolved. I don't know. Who's a I don't know what villain you could really bring in that's a part of the universe. I don't know. You can have them going after Hydra. You can literally have Black Widow and Maria Hill cleaning up some remnants of Hydra, taking on some super soldiers, some low-level super soldiers or something. I don't know. All right, this is me making it up. But I don't know. It's just, the disrespect is real. Alright, guys, that's all I got for you today. If you like the live show, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe. I will be doing another one tomorrow and the day after that. And I'm probably going to take off Saturday and Sunday. I may do one late night Saturday and Sunday, depending on if I go see Captain Marvel or not. And then regular Monday through Friday, I'll be doing it at the same time I did now. Started at 11 o'clock today, finishing up at about 12, so that's about an hour. Thanks to all of you guys who watched. I'm going to have to figure out what game I'm going to have. It's probably going to have to be Injustice. That's just the game I like the most and I play the most. Other than that, guys, for you, those who are watching on YouTube later, like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.